need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today on the Linda B Show. We got to talk about this Shannon Sharpe. These Shannon Sharpe accusations, they are all over the place. And I have an expert panel that is going to weigh in on what they think about this whole situation. Before we get into this whole discussion, don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe, hit all notifications so that you never miss a video that I post. Stick around to the end. Now let's get into it. All right, guys. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've got Kev with The Real Fight 7. Hey there, Kev. I've got Sam with Sam's Fam Reacts. MJ with WTF For Real. Wave at everybody, MJ. And then I have Teresita Glasgow, who is Dr. Teresita Glasgow. Welcome, everybody, to the show. All right, so we got to let you guys hear this little clip from Monique where she was on Club Shay Shay. I just love this little clip right here.
I love her.
What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you. I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Yeah, I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what he need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
I mean, that's some really good advice.
He said, take your old ass and get you a bitch. Collard greens and some smothered turkey wings.
I mean, I don't. You know, I don't knock him for doing whatever he wants to do. He's grown. He can do whatever he wants to do. But, from a principal's perspective, I feel like that was really good advice, because honestly, if you're going to do that, if you're going to do anything like that with a woman you're not married with, then deal with a woman that has something to lose. Exactly. That's my biggest thing.
And you just mentioned MJ that he's grown. He can do whatever he wants to. But at 19, I know legally she's grown, but is she really grown? You know what I'm saying? We know that their brains aren't fully developed. Is she really grown?
But she can't even drink with him. She can't even get drunk with him.
She can't even go for a drink. You're right.
Legally, she can't even drink with him.
I mean, she's at the age of consent, but that's about it.
That's it.
That's about it. She's only legal enough for him not to get arrested for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
but for me, and this is not anything. It's just a preference in the way I see things. When I see a man that age with somebody that looks like a child, it just reads creep to me. I'm like, would you? I'm not saying he would do this. These are thoughts that come to my mind whenever I see a real old person with a young person. And I think, would they go even younger if it wasn't for that law that says 18 and higher? You know what I'm saying? Because you barely at the age of consent.
Honestly, Linda B, that's why R. Kelly is locked up. I mean, not the only reason. He did a lot of stuff, but he was a sexual deviant as well who preyed on children. So I do think, based on what you're saying, I think if it was allowed and it was something that was that men could get away with, absolutely they'd do it.
Yeah,
I feel like Shannon convinced herself that she really liked him, that she really loved him, that she really enjoyed it.
She was probably just thinking, when is this gonna be over?
Exactly.
I'm just here for the bag.
When is my assignment over with? Because there is no way.
But he's very comfortable in who he is, and he didn't see anything wrong with what he was doing, obviously.
But did you guys hear about that? It was last year. It was September 11th of last year that he mistakenly did a live on Instagram
Yes.
of them having sex.
It was
And it was just audio. It was no video, just
Yeah.
audio. And he said that he didn't do it. And then he later came back and apologized and said, yeah, that was him. It was a mistake.
But see, the thing with that one is that was an older black lady then, though.
Oh, was it?
Yes. She came out. It was an older black lady. She was maybe in her 40s or something like that. A real nice looking one, too. But he was with this Gabby chick at the same time, too. And this is when their problems started.
Right.
Oh.
Yes. That's when the problems started.
Ooh.
The assault and everything started after that live stream.
Yeah.
I mean, Shannon Sharpe has a lot of issues. Like, I mean, there's rumors that he's not even playing for the, for our team. So, I mean, there's a lot.
Whoa. What'd you say now?
He was always going to the Lakers game with his stylist, and that's his ace boon coon. And a
male stylist.
He plays for
male stylist.
Male. Let's call him a genetic male.
Okay,
but that's about it. Yeah,
I don't know about what you guys are talking about, but I just don't like those tight pants that I see Shannon. I'm like, you can't get no air in them things.
That's the stylist.
Your parts can't get no air.
I mean, if you look at who dresses them, I mean, that kind of tells you everything.
I know.
Well, he clearly doesn't see himself as an aging man.
No,
he doesn't. He looks good. If I'm being honest, he does look
for
good.
His age. He stays in the gym. Yeah,
he stays in the gym. His face, you can tell he's older, but his body looks really tight.
I mean, I'm almost 50. I mean, black don't crack. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time,
you got a lot of money behind it.
I know, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the thing. So, but there's a certain level of accountability and responsibility that I think you should have when you're in the limelight, especially.
Yes.
You're essentially a public figure. So I think that's what a lot of these folks in Hollywood and people that are public figures, they disregard and don't hold a certain esteem to themselves, because I mean, Charles Barkley kind of set the tone back in the day. Well, I'm not a role model. I get all of that. But I feel like there's a time and a place for that kind of stuff. And you can do all you want to do behind closed doors. I'm not I don't judge none of that. I don't care what you do behind closed doors, because I don't want you judging me for what I do.
What's done in the dark always comes to the light. What's done in the dark always is going to come to the light. And that's really what he's dealing with right now. Yes. And I guess it can be somewhat embarrassing because all of the information is coming out. But this is who he is. He has to confront himself.
Yeah,
the level of immaturity is, it's palatable.
And I think when people have a lot of money, when people have a lot of money, things are going the way they want. They can do whatever they want. They got the money. They got. They just start getting full of themselves at some point. Yes. And I feel like they think things can't happen to them.
Right.
Because things have been going so great. You got all this money, you're about to sign this contract. Yes. Think about how his life has been going, highly successful, good looking guy. And then, you feel like, you can get a woman. Oh, no problem. You can get I even told my husband, I said, a man can be ugly with a lot of money.
And he'll get a good one.
Yeah. Because you're looking at his money anyway.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Either the good-looking guy who's really broke, or the ugly one who has really got mega money. You know what she's going for.
Sometimes you can get lucky and go like me. Sometimes, but man, look, I feel like Shannon. The fact that he is coming out here and he is throwing out the black card now, that's what's irritating me the most out of everything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
don't throw this black card out here now.
I don't like the black card. It's thrown around too much.
But don't throw this black card out and ask for this fishing line from this black community when that's a 20-year-old white girl. Mm-hmm. Like, stop playing with me, Shan. Quit playing in our faces, like, for real. Yeah. Stop. Yeah. Just don't do that. Just leave that part out completely. He could have completely.
And this is kind of off topic, but it just makes it's so funny to me how he went at Candace Owens a couple years ago,
and she brought it up. Now, so she did on him.
And now this has happened. This is like karma, personified, But yeah, you're right. I mean, considering that he tried to, even when he went after Candace. He tried to kind of put black culture against her. Like he tried to rally the crew. Like she has some nerve when he turns around and, and not to make this a race thing, because it shouldn't have nothing to do with any of it.
He did.
The culture itself has its issues. So I won't even speak to that. But I think it is, hypocrisy. And I just hate when people are hypocritical. I always got to call it out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she called it out too. Trust, she did a good episode on it. You should check it out. She did real good.
I thought she was on maternity. That's why I haven't checked her out.
Today was her last show.
Yeah,
she's her last show.
She's on maternity now. But I want to bring up this other allegation by this Michelle Evans. She said she had a nearly 10-year relationship with Shannon Sharpe. And
on that video, on that live, I think that was her name on that live.
Okay, Michelle Evans. And she said she tried to break up with Shannon because of his cheating. And then she said that he forced her to perform fellatio.
Oh.
And then he continued to force her to all the way force her into violating her. So that's what I just read. And then also she said that he told her, I'm going to make it so no other man is going to want you.
Wow.
So he's got real issues. Huh?
I can see that though. I really can. He just
Again, I was like, what?
See, if again, the timing of it.
It's
like, so, and this was, my thing is this, like, so when the Me Too movement came out, I understood why it was a thing, but now it's getting ridiculous.
I will say like, that lady that I just told you about, their relationship ended in 2010.
Oh,
like
15 so it's going way back. 15
years later. Now you want to.
I don't know. Okay. It just came out that she.
So she's
years, really.
So she's 15 years later. You're gonna come back and try to tell me that he forced you. Ridiculous. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pretty sure that it's happened before in terms of people being able to do that. But I know 0 people that has forced a woman to do that. I can't even visualize like what would that be like? How do you force somebody to do that? But that's neither here nor there. All I'm saying is I don't buy it.
Yeah, you got to look at
15 years later.
Yeah, I always question women that come out. Sometimes it's longer than 10 years or 15 years. Sometimes it's like 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. I'm like, where were you all this time?
Yeah.
The timing of it just doesn't sound right.
It's always when the man is up for a political position, about to get on the Supreme Court, president, or something. Yeah, y'all just got to stop with this foolishness about to sign a contract. It just makes it look like there's no legitimacy to it.
I mean, if
that goes to my point. What I was saying before is why him and why now? Is there more to this whole thing that we are actually looking at? We can talk about the $100 million contract, but at the same time, his podcast is doing really well as well. And Kevin made that point that he can actually come out of this successful if he just keeps his podcast since it's independent.
Right. I mean, I had this conversation earlier with some good folks. And to be honest with you, in my mind, I didn't think that this was something that he'd necessarily be able to come back from so easily. Just like if they were to let Diddy out of jail, like I think he would be ruined. But as we've seen in the past, like the culture is gonna give him some grace. And I do think I think grace is okay. But I feel like, hopefully he can learn from this. And I hope other people can learn from this, because how many more examples do we really need before we'll actually make better decisions?
None.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
I think the grace depends, because Black women are angry. You got all this money and you're going to go choose a 20-year-old white girl. And now you want us to save you. So I don't know.
We ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say.
Yeah,
you are right. I love saying.
You got to say like, no, sir. Quit playing in our faces, okay?
But I think already warned you behind. Auntie Monique already warned you.
He told him.
Cat Williams warned him. Cat Williams warned him as well.
He's had warnings. That was God's
but
way
of all
of saying,
people,
stop this.
Yeah, of all people, I heard Dr. Umar today.
Umar Johnson.
Saying, I have your back on this.
What?
With him, yeah. I heard a podcast
not
saying
Mr.
that.
Protect the
Yeah.
Black Queen.
Right.
I know, right?
He didn't get,
But he sounded as though he did not know, who the other party was. He wasn't really sure because he was saying, was it a bunny? Was it a white bunny, a sand bunny, or this bunny, a queen? He said, was it, so it sounded as though he didn't really know all of the pieces. But he did say he had his back though. So
well, Dr. T, what I'm gonna tell you is this: when Dr. Umar found out that it was a snow bunny, he's gonna get 13 lashes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised by that because usually, but Cat Williams was so funny when he said, what did he say? I don't have a problem with white women, but I'm scared of them. I have a right to be scared of them, because they can come out, they can come out 2 weeks later and I'll be running down the street or however you put it. But it was comical. You know how Cat Williams
is. And I don't really care about the ethnicity. Me as the Black woman, I don't care. I just don't like you 56 and she 20.
As a mother, I'm thinking I have a 21-year-old daughter.
I'm like, is somebody like older than me?
No.
All my daughters are in their 20s. I would have a serious problem with that. Even if my oldest is almost 29, I would have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even if he was wealthy.
I don't care how much money he has. The brother's older than me. Yeah. And if he was dating my oldest, Ariel is almost 29 next month. I would have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when I think about Shannon Sharpe, for the little amount that I know about him, unfortunately, came up during this incident, and all I could think about was a reprobate mind. If you're familiar with that term.
Oh yes.
Because at his age, he should know better.
That's true.
But like you said,
he has no wisdom. He needs to read the entire book of Proverbs just to know how to guide himself. Really.
Yeah. I haven't heard that term. I haven't heard that term in a long time, Doc.
I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a long time. Yeah. It makes sense.
It's just when you do so much, when you do so much over and over and over and over again, till it gains acceptableness in your life that you don't even see it anymore.
Right.
Wow.
I just want to say this, Shannon Sharpe, if you come across this video, we need you to give your life. You need to give your life to the Lord. Okay. Wait. And stop hanging around, just stop dingling and dangling.
Literally.
Stop it.
Oh man, stop it. Jesus.
Yeah, Shannon. I gotta holler at you, bro.
Any final comments, guys, before we end the show?
I'll start so that the ladies can put the bow on it. Normally I just say ladies first, but I know Linda Blee, you're gonna go. But I just wanted to say that I really hope that, just as a community, like that we can finally learn from it, because I am getting really tired of hearing this. Every time you turn around, there's some kind of scandal that could have been prevented. It's not a good look. It makes us, and it happens on both sides. It's not necessarily a color thing, but at the same time, specifically for the Black community, like, man, I'm really getting tired of it. I think we can do better, and it's 2025. Like, why are we still doing the same old things? And then none of it makes sense. Like, honestly, bro, you got so much money, you can have anyone you want, but you're gonna get a 20-year-old OnlyFans model of all people. And listen, you got Sam out there, where she at? You know what I'm saying? Linda B, you spoken for. I mean, Dr. Glasgow. I mean, I don't know if you feeling him, but at the end of the day, like, he got options out here, and that's the best he can do. I think he deserves what he gets. I just don't want there not to be. I want justice to be served, in a sense that I'd rather not see him pay for something that, on the financial side, because I really do think he's the victim in this. But I think what he does deserve is the public scrutiny. He deserves that. He needs to be scrutinized for it. But at the end of the day, I feel like, as far as like the allegations, they just need to throw that out.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I hope this is a wake-up call for him. Honestly, a wake-up call. Sometimes when you get so high and you get to feeling yourself so much that sometimes you just got to have a wake-up call, reality check. And I hope this is a reality check for him. And I hope that he takes this and he heeds with it. And he actually learned something out of this. Leave them girls on that TV screen and leave them where they at, send her money and call it a day. And get in there right and get contracts. People have contracts, non-disclosures, okay? Protect yourself. You gotta protect those assets. You work too hard to not protect them.
Yeah.
That's sloppy. He's very sloppy because of his arrogance.
Yeah.
Dr. T?
Okay, so I would say I would like to see men in his position to set a standard, a level of integrity that maybe they haven't known in a couple of generations, just so that the younger generation can see something besides people rising to the pinnacle of their career only to be taken down by means that they could have avoided because they can't control themselves.
Oh, that's good.
That's really good. Yeah.
So that's my final word on it.
That's a great word. We're going to end it right there, Dr. T.
That's good.
And Sam and MJ. Thank you guys so much. And Kev had to leave early, so shout out to Kev as well. But you guys, I'm going to leave the links to all of their YouTube channels in the description below so that you can reach out to their channels and like their videos, comment, and all the good things. But thank you guys so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Thank you for the invite.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks, Linda B.
You're welcome, sweetie. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
See y'all. Good to see you guys.
See y'all later.
Bye-bye. All right, well, that's it for today's show. We talked about Shannon Sharpe. Give me your comments. What do you think about this whole thing? Are these allegations legit? Or is the name Tony Busby giving you second thoughts and that $100 million contract? Let me know what you guys think below. Thank you so much for watching this show. Don't forget to like this video, comment, share, subscribe, hit all notifications so that you never, ever miss a video that I post. You all be blessed, and until next time.